Feels better than some playoff football. Before we get into any of that, though, we want to talk a little bit about a story kind of circulating the NFL the past day or two. That's our boy Deshaun Watson of the Houston Texans, man. A lot of stuff going on. He pretty much has kind of come out and said he's not very happy with the organization, and there's potential of some trade talks going on and him potentially getting out of there. Now, this is a weird season. Deshaun Watson had a baller-ass season. Dude went out there and fried up.
Insane.
Pro Football Focus had him rated as the third best quarterback in the league this year. I mean, I don't know. That might be a little strong, but I feel him. It is what it is. He led the league in yards and went out there and balled out. Obviously, they ended the season 4-12, and the Houston, Texas season was kind of just a mess for the most part in all reality. We saw things at the end there. J.J. Watt apologizing to him for wasting one of them years, and you kind of felt that, man, him to play such at a high level and be so good, and for them to just not win many football games. And the situation is going on now that him potentially getting out of there. Now, I know me and you were talking a little bit last night, just about some light stuff, and it's kind of the same thing going on with the other Houston team there with the basketball, James Harden. It's like Deshaun Watson sitting there. He got a bag last year, this offseason really, signed a huge contract, so he's locked down. So, I mean, all the leverage is technically in the Texans' favor. But I'm sitting here and looking at some of these trade possibilities, and I'm not going to lie, some of them do make sense. I mean, we can start with Jacksonville for a second. What if Jacksonville just says, we'll give you the number one pick? We got 11 draft picks this year. We'll give you half of that, because one of the things going forward is, like you said, if Deshaun Watson is a quarterback for your football team, you're going to have a chance to win some football games for sure. He's an elite level talent. Only thing going on with Houston is, they have no draft capital. I don't think their first pick is until the third round. They absolutely have no entire cap space. They thought about, there's rumors going around if J.J. Watt gets cut, that's going to free up some money. How much?
About 27 mil.
About 27, but I don't know. Without the picks and stuff like that, I don't know if this team really gets better over the offseason. I really don't, especially losing J.J. Watt, who's one of the greatest defensive players ever. And then, just not having first or second round picks to go on. And like I said, Deshaun Watson is Deshaun Watson. Why would you want to get rid of him, especially after just signing him? But Texans might have to hit that reset button. And I think if they did, this is the biggest year for him, dude. Like I said, Jacksonville having that number one pick, Jets having that second pick, and another pick at 28 could say, hey, you can just handpick your quarterback, this and that. What if Miami looks and says, we'll give you Tua in the third pick, and we'll give you a couple others?
Yeah, okay. So,
things you got to think about.
I hear some of the points you're making, and some of these trades do sound enticing. But if you're looking at this from the Houston perspective in that front office, they just hired a brand new GM.
That was one of the problems. That's why I wanted out. They told him that he was going to be able to have a say in who they picked. Yeah,
but at the same time, I don't think Deshaun Watson should have a say in who the GM is. I mean, I understand earlier in the season, they had a civil war on the team. They kicked Bill O'Brien out of there. That was started with the players. They pushed for that to happen. So I understand the mentality over there, and especially Deshaun Watson being the only good football player on that offense. I mean, Will Fuller, shout out Brandon Fuller. Will Fuller's up there in that conversation when he is healthy and is playing, but he wasn't this season. Deshaun Watson went out there and literally, like you said, PFF, whatever, got that boy rated. Deshaun Watson had an incredible season. So to be a brand new GM, go into that organization, and the first move you make is to get rid of the star face of the franchise quarterback. It's just not going to happen. And then just another point to my point, dude, is kind of sharp what I'm saying here. Teams need a solid quarterback. That's how you are a good football team. And especially in 2021, going into the season, it's just the NFL we're in. You have to have that starting key quarterback, and getting rid of Deshaun Watson makes them a worse team.
Yeah, but if the rest of your team is dog shit, you can have Deshaun Watson all you want.
They gotta figure it out around him. I've said this before, and I'll continue to make this point. But if you have your quarterback and both your lines figured out, you're gonna be all right. And they got that quarterback, dude. They're not. I just see in no way. I cannot imagine them getting rid of Deshaun Watson.
I mean, I feel you. I mean, I could definitely see it happen. Just the team I don't think is going to get any better when you got to pay your dude $40 million a year. And I think if you are paying a dude $40 million a year and he's the face of your franchise and you want him to be there, I think letting him have some say in who coaches him or GMs him is going to make him comfortable and possibly want to stay. I'm just saying if they were to do it, the time is now. This offseason is going to be now. Teams have capital. Teams have young players that they would quickly move off of. I'm not going to lie. It's been swirling in the past hour. The Jacksonville thing's low-key kind of making sense. I mean, Houston literally would get to take the successor to Deshaun Watson from Clemson. I mean, Trevor was Deshaun's backup in Clemson.
I mean, that wouldn't necessarily be a
draft
bad move
capital
for either teams in that trade if they were to make that, down there. So
could you imagine Deshaun Watson on Miami right now with that defense? Could you imagine what he'd be doing?
That'd be insane. Wait, I thought you were just talking about Jacksonville though, right there.
Now I'm just thinking of all the possibilities. Atlanta might be able to try to
imagine Deshaun Watson on a team with 3 other weapons in him. That's
it's true. I mean, that's just the thing. Like I said, probably doesn't happen. Why would you do that? But we're kind of just living in this world now in the sports where players just vocally become unhappy. Yeah. It becomes a PR nightmare, and sometimes the ownership, whatever, just crumbles and has to make it happen. And like I said, I just don't see the Texans getting very much better. And I just think now would be the time. It's a hard pill, big pill to swallow.
Oh, yeah.
Is letting go Deshaun Watson, obviously. Do I think something gets done? No. But I'd be entertaining offers if I'm the Texans. And something like the Jacksonville, to me, would just work out for both sides.
I feel like Deshaun Watson is worth some draft capital.
He's worth a lot. He's worth a lot.
He's worth a lot.
But if you could acquire that number 1 pick and about half of those 11 they got, maybe another first, I'm honestly thinking about it. I just think the reality is, he's a great player, but you want him there unhappy.
But for Trevor Lawrence, you take Deshaun Watson over.
I'm not saying I would. I just think
Trevor Lawrence draft.
If I have to trade him, that's the best deal I'm going to get. Because Trevor Lawrence or whoever,
if that were to happen, dude, that would probably be one of the most insane deals we've ever seen. Like that would be insane. That would be insane.
It would, and I'm telling you, hey, the Jets are a part of that conversation. Like you said, does it happen? No, but it's definitely a conversation to have. But we'll see what happens with the boy Deshaun Watson going out there and cooking.
That boy is not going to New Jersey, bro. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you what, you're going to shit your pants if it happens. I'm telling you.
All that going to Philly, dude.
Hey, you never know.